you know, there's a lot of things going on. There's a reason we have a union. A lot of young people today, you don't think you need any. You know, they say we don't need a union. They blame all this trouble on the union. This trouble is not caused by the union. This is a lot tougher than I think people think it is.
What was the '63 strike like?
It was mean. It was tough. Because we all was young and had families and paying on houses and cars.
It was out to break you, wasn't it?
Yeah. And they hung on for 8 weeks. But we wasn't ever going back.
What do you think it would have been like to work for the phone company if you wouldn't have had a union?
It would have been awful because actually, you know, when you're going to have a relationship of any kind, you got to be honest with each other. They'd start for contract time and it was just all propaganda. I can remember when at&t said they had a poor year and it was going to have an awful hard time making the budget. They made a bigger profit that year than they'd ever made in history.
Sounds familiar.
That's what they say, see. That's just what they've done. They're still doing that today.
Amen. What would it be like if they asked you to start paying more on your insurance as a retiree, and how would that impact you and your retired members?
Well, it'd be tough. You know, I was thinking the other day, if something happened to me, my little pension goes.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you get a month, Carl?
$700.
$700 a month.
707.
707. And he was doing pretty well, and he's not complaining with what he's got, but when we took the last contract and you started out paying on your prescriptions,
It's got rough.
that hurt.
If they'd take all this away, if they'd take my pension away and all our benefits, we couldn't make it.
Did you ever know the phone company to financially struggle, at&t?
Never.
They've always paid good dividends.
They always have.
They've always taken care of their people. You had to fight with them,
Yeah.
but afterwards you made up and we got back to work and did the job, didn't we?
They paid a dividend during the depression.
Yes.
They always did. They've always made it. But about contract time, they go broke, you know.
Yeah, they still don't joke.
They go broke. But we, just inch by inch, got all our benefits finally paid for. We got them to where they was half paid for and 3/4, and finally got them all paid. And
we're talking 50, 60 years to get all that done, and now they're wanting to take it away.
yeah, we worked all that time to get it. It came hard, little by little, every contract. And same with the pension. It's not the same as it used to be. Yeah. You know, used to, if you whip your boss, you could keep your job. It's not that way anymore.
No, there'd be a lot of fighting going on.
The best thing to do is stick together, help each other. You know,
Amen.
I can remember back during the strike, we had a tough way to go. 8 weeks is a long time without a paycheck when you don't have much saved.
Was it worth it?
Boy, it was worth it. You can't pay a man enough, no way to make him happy. But you give him a little bit of dignity and a decent job, and he's proud of himself, and then he's happy.
Well said.
Well said.
So you do have to have a union. You got to have some protection. Because if you didn't, they'd just run roughshod over you. But on the other hand, we have to be honest with them, give them a good day's work. I used to have a sign hanging someplace in one of my offices that said, give 8 hours work for 8 hours pay. Fight like hell if they try to take that away.
Yep, I remember reading that.
You read that?
8 hours work, 8 hours pay. What do you think about the CEO pay that these companies make
Oh,
now?
it's terrible. That's awful.
Our CEO was making $27 million a year. Now our CEO now only makes $15 million. He took a $3 million pay cut, so he's just making $15 million a year.
He'll starve dead, won't he? You know, you got to hang in there, you guys.
Well, we're going to cut the interview.
Okay.
So you're on your own.
Well, okay, I'll just talk to the wall now. You got me started.